Um, my name is Edmond Kojifusu, and then today we are continuing with the second part of the chi-square, where we are looking at question 2, and we're looking at question number 3 also, and then how we can draw the conclusion. In this particular class session, we will also be looking at how we can do analysis of crosstab better. This is as a concern of what George and Nazil wanted another review or a second look again at the analysis part of the cross tabulation. So we'll look at that also in this particular video session. At any point in time, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and you can draw my attention and call me and I'll answer. Or you can drop your answers in the chat. The name is Edmond or Eddie, not Sir. I prefer Edmond or Eddie. And then also, if your background is not noisy, you can unmute yourself. I have no issue with that. But if your background is noisy, kindly mute your microphone. And if the area where you find yourself, the background is something you don't want to expose, kindly turn your cameras also off. Thank you very much. In our previous session, we basically went over the chi-square from the beginning. What is chi-square itself? We explained what chi-square is. We looked at how we can identify the HO, and then what the expected frequency, the observed frequency, the working sheet, decision rule, and then how we can actually get our conclusion. So looking at what chi-square is, what the observed frequency, expected frequency, we came in to look at how these variables are, or what it comes in place, the categorizations are. We spoke about the key terms in the chi-square question, which the observed frequency, degree of freedom, expected frequency, the significance level at 5%. There may be other one, but at this level on what you are doing is 5%. We also spoke about the S-square calculated in the text statistics, the S-square from the table. We spoke about these ones also. And then I basically gave you a demonstration of how the HO and then the HA is, which is the null hypothesis and then alternative hypothesis. Also, we did that also for looking at the fact that we say that the null will come, there is no relationship between the variables or the variables that are given the question, and there is a relationship between the variables and that or that. When you talk about the alternative hypothesis, so this is basically what we did, and that is how we went about it for the hypothesis. Then we also looked out to the two formulas that you can really acquaint yourself with that will come in, which is the formula to find the EF, the row total times column total all over n, the test statistics, which is S squared is equal to sigma mean summation of bracket open OF. The observed frequency are the values that are already given to you in the question, and the expected frequency are the ones you are going to solve using what the row total, column total, all over the total, right, which is the n, all into bracket squared, all over what expected what frequency. Then we look at what the steps involved. That's step 1, you're going to state your HO and the HA, which we did. Step 2, you're basically going to write the test statistics you're going to use in solving, which we did. Step 3, we're going to compute the expected frequency, which we did. Step 4, prepare the working sheet using OF and EF, which we did with the working sheet. Step 5, the degree of freedom that we read from the table, which we did. And then step 6, we set the decision rule. So that means we actually just wrote what the decision rule is. We didn't solve anything in step 6. We wrote it down. In steps 1, we wrote the two hypotheses down using the variables that were given to us in the question. And then step 2, we also wrote only the formula down. So basically step 3 and step 4 that we actually did some work in there. Step 5, you basically did a subtraction of row minus 1, column minus 1, and then just went to the table to look for that, what it was. And then step 7, we give our conclusion based on what the answers were in relation to what, to the decision rule that we have stated. So we did that. And then this was a table that I showed you how you can read a table, which you all now know how to read a table amazingly. And then we looked at what the conclusion is like, how you can interpret them, and what how you can present them when you are doing them. That since S square calculated is greater than S square from the table, we reject HO and accept HA. In the same way that at any point in time, if the S square calculated is less than the one that we read from the table, that means we are going to accept HO. That means HO will rather be what the truth. So we looked at all this, that for example, if I'm writing, therefore, there is a significant relation between variable A and variable B at 5% in that order. So the conclusion can be very simple and very slick in this manner, right? When we put there. So we look at this particular question for question 1. We solved them for this particular one, and then you were all okay with it. So going back to the screen that we basically used, where I'm going to just display the screen in just a few seconds. So kindly bear with me if you're about to have that. So we did this for our first one, which is step 1. Which was very important to us. So we did this and then we stated our hypothesis over here. Then in our next step, which is step 2, we basically went and then we spoke about just putting the statistics down, the formula down. Then we solved computing the expected frequency. We did this for the step 2. Then we came back again for those who are not here, and just is a way to just give you a refresher of what we basically did here, and for a refresher for what we did here, so that you're able to follow and then grasp what we've done so far in this particular course on this particular topic. So we did that, and then we went to this portion, that's step 4, where we solved this, and this was our final answer. Then after seeing our final answer, we finally went to step 5 and step 6. So this was it. So now I'm taking you back to another question where we are basically just going to look at how we can get our answers for that particular question. At any point in time, if you feel you're not seeing my screen or there's any challenge, kindly let me know so that I deal with that as soon as possible. Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me? At this point, is there any question? If there's no question, you can give me a reaction, then I continue. Okay, so as we did for the first question 1, we're doing the same thing for question 2. So in question 2, we have these figures that says Ghana, Senegal. Can someone read the question 2 for us? Can someone read the question 2 for us?
Question 2.
Yeah.
In a study of the relationship between civilian governments and economic growth in Ghana and Senegal, the level of foreign direct investments is introduced as a test variable. Do a chi-square test to establish if there is a significant relationship between level of foreign direct investments and country of investments. Test at the 5% level.
Thank you. I like the way you read.
Thank
you. We're going forward to this. As I said in the first one that we did in the chi-square, somebody was saying the last time that, Eddie, can I draw my table when I get to step 3? You can do that, but I prefer to draw my table earlier so that it becomes a guide for what I'm about to do next. So when what is the table? This is what you're basically going to give. You're going to be giving this, maybe this and that, and they will write only low, high. But you would have to bring, I'm doing the table, I brought the row total and the column total here to guide me. So the first thing I'll do is I'll do this. So then I have to ask myself, the first person I'm going to call is, the first person I want to call over here, Faris. What is the row total for Ghana and Senegal?
Row total.
Total for Ghana and Senegal.
Okay. For Ghana will be 60. Away from lying, yeah, 60, and then the other one will be 54.
54. Okay. Then what is the column total for the low?
The low will be 57.
57. And then what is the column total for high?
57.
57. Then in total, what are we going to get?
Sure.
So in total, what will be the answer you're going to get?
Harriet, you are disturbing me. Come, my girl is worrying me. Hold on. It will be 114.
So 114, no problem. 114. There's 114, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now this is what the values we had for this. Basically, is just to guide us. Somebody asked a question yesterday. That was Samuel. I don't know if it was Samuel. Somebody asked that, Eddie, what if the value you have for the row total is not? Do you have any situation where the value for the row total is not the same? Is the person here?
Aye.
Yeah. So you've now seen an example of a question where the answer you have for the row total is not the same, right?
But don't want to know.
So that's where the row total is not the same. So you've seen that over here, right? So when I do this, it's just to help me. Then the first thing I'll do in terms of what? Step one. The first thing I'm basically going to do in terms of what? Step one will be that I would want to what? Step one. I'd want to state what? My hypothesis, right? Stating the hypothesis. So look at this. We are using these steps. So if we want to get this thing very right, these are the steps we are using, right? So let me make it simple by duplicating this step and then bringing it back to where our question is, so that you are guided by the steps we are using. So this is the step we are using. The first step says that we should do what? State the what? HO and HA, right? Right?
Yeah.
Good. So that's what you do. And then I say you do that by using what? The variables you have been given. So the variables I've been given here represent what? Foreign direct investment and what? And country. These are the variables. Foreign direct investment and country. Do you see them? Do you see them?
Yep.
Hello. So now I'm about to give what? I'm quoting my hypothesis by saying the first one. I said the now hypothesis always what? It's more like a rejects or it says no. So there is no significant relationship between country and level of foreign direct investment. And the HA, which affirms the relationship, says that there is a significant relationship between country and level of foreign direct investment. So if you look at what we did the last time, I told you that stating the hypothesis is supposed to help you. That at the end of the day, when you're able to solve everything, you then be able to come back and say, okay, indeed, this has shown me that there is the right one, there is a relationship between this, or there's no relationship between that. So at the end of the day, the answer that you get will then determine which of the statements that you just mentioned is true. Please do get me. Please do get me.
Yes.
Good. So to be okay with this, your next step is that step 2. We are just going to what? State our test statistics. So this is step 2. The test statistics over here, you put them here, which is what? Step 2, test statistics. S squared is equal to what? Sigma. This is my formula. This is my test statistics. This is what I have here. And then When you get to step 3, when you get to step 3, when you get to step 3, what are we supposed to do in step 3? Can someone read it out to me?
Compute the expected frequencies.
Thank you. So he said we should compute the expected what frequency, and then the formula for that of step 3 is this. This is a formula to compute what the expected frequency. So this is the formula to do that computation, right? This is the formula. Do you see it now? So we have the OF here. You have 25, 35, 32, 32, 22. Somebody asked me, where is the OF coming from? The OF are the values that were given to us in the question. So we are given, initially we are given 23, 35, 32, 22 in the question. Do you see it? Do you see it?
Yes.
So that is what we've listed over here. That's what we're about to use. So we're about to solve the first one, which is what? 25. The first one here, which is 25 over here. So it says that row total times column total all over n. So under 25, George, yesterday I was on the ladies, I was calling ladies throughout. So George, what is the row total for 25? George.
The row total is 60.
And what is the column total for 25?
That's 57.
Good, thank you. Henrietta.
Hey, yes.
What is, please pay attention because I can call you at any time. Henrietta,
Yeah.
what is the row total for 35 and what is the column total for 57?
The row total for 35 is 60.
Okay,
and the
good.
column total for 35 is 57.
Thank you. Super, 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 super. I like that. I like that. Daniel Usu.
Yes, sir.
Daniel Usu. Boss, what is the row total for 32?
So the row total for 32 is 54 and the column total is 7.
The column total is
57.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Delali, I called you yesterday. You didn't respond. Today, I hope you are going to respond. Delali.
Yes, please. I'm here.
Okay. So, what is the row total for 22 and the column total for 22?
Is the row total for 22 is 54 and the column total is 57.
Thank you. Super. Delali, still be online. So, what will be the final answer for 60 times 57? What would the answer be?
60
times 57 divided by 114. Somebody may also decide to do 60 times 57. You come and write the answer, and you come and write divided by 114 before you continue. But we are just solving the final. We are just entering the final answer. And it doesn't mean that what you do that is wrong. It is very right. So Delali, 60 times 67. What would the answer be? We'll divide by 114. What would the answer be?
The answer will be 30.
30. Thank you very much. Then what about 60 times? Okay, the same thing will be 30, right? Okay, thank you. What about 54 times 57? What would the answer be?
The answer is 27.
27. Thank you. So this one too also becomes what? 27. So Dalali, let's fill in the figures here. So now what are the values for EF? Give me the value for EF.
30.
Thank you.
30.
30, 20.
Sorry. Yeah. No, 30, 30. Ghana low 30, Ghana high 30. Yes. Then 27. And 27.
Thank you very much. Super. I'm very grateful. So now let me leave you alone. So now to my next person. Joseph. Joseph. Ampa, I'm sure I'm right. Joseph. Juliana. Juliana.
Hello, Eddie.
Yes.
Please, which one are we working on? I just joined, so I'm a little bit confused.
We are on question 2, and then currently we've gotten to step number 4. We are now on step number 4, which is the working sheet. Step 4. So
No,
that
I
is
mean,
what
is it chi-square or which one? Which which one are
chi-square.
you doing?
Chi-square.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure.
We are doing
Thank you.
chi-square. On God. Oh, I can see it's reconnecting. I'm not sure. Mr. Silva. Mr. Silva. Mr. Silva. Mr. Silva, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
So please, can you give us the values for EF?
Some panel.
Mpacho say. Yeah, so I want the values for EF.
The value for EF.
Yes. I think so go these are the values for EF. So let's say 30, 30, 20, then go to the next 30, 30, 30. This one just gave us so like 30, 27. So hold on, I'm not done with you. Hold on. So now what are the values for OF minus EF?
So 25 minus 30.
What is it going to be?
I'm not by calculator, so let me pick.
Please, you can use your phone. We are waiting for you.
It's -5. -5.
No, please wait. When I call on a person, I just want a person to compute everything for me. I'll do one after the other. Okay.
That's fine.
I just want to pick a random, and that way I get to know if there's understanding across, or there are.
No.
You said
Okay, Chief.
the one who just spoke is Dave, right?
No, this is Gosway.
Okay, Gosway. On finish, I'll come to you. The next one.
Right.
You said.
I'm just picking a calculator. Just 1 second.
Okay. Oh, you can even use your phone. It's okay. You can use your phone in having to type. So as we wait for him, we basically done that of what the step 1, which we mentioned our hypothesis. We stated them using the variables that were in the question. Step 2, we basically stated the test statistics, the formula itself. And then step 3, we actually looked for the expected frequency that we always do by using row total times column total all over n. That's how we got our 30, 30, 27, 27. And then step 4, which is easy, we are now trying to compute this. But as I always tell you that step 4, the table is gotten by extrapolating of the formula. So if you go to our previous video, you'll see how we got this table in place. It was not by you have to memorize it, no, but it's out of the formula. If you disintegrate the formula, you'll be able to get this particular table. Please, are you ready?
Bro, Mr. Silva,
we are still waiting for you.
Chief, me I go take a care follow you.
Hello, Mr. Silva. Okay. Gosway.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Gosway. Give us the values
Yes,
for this
sir.
one. I can see his speech. So give us the values for this one.
Okay, so 25 minus 30 is -5.
-5,
Then we have +5.
+5,
Then we have another 5.
Good.
Then we have -5.
-5. So what are the values for OF minus EF squared? What are we going to get?
So that one is going to be 25.
25.
25.
And that's 25. Okay.
In fact, all is going to be 25.
25. Thank you. So listen, somebody asked in the previous video, how come we had 25, no negative 25? Remember that 25 into bracket squared, you're gonna get pop. So into bracket open -5 times bracket open -5 is that the negative will cancel itself. So you are going to get what? 25. That's how possible that that's what you are going to get. So that's how come we ended up getting this. Okay. So please, Mr. Gosway, can you end with us? What are we going to get with the OF minus EF squared all over EF?
So the first one,
someone's background is noisy. If your background is noisy, kindly mute yourself. I'm not kind of so please. Please, all of you, kindly mute yourself so that I'll be able to identify this. Kindly mute yourself. You're making it difficult for me to engage. So just mute yourself. If you join a class, just mute your microphone, okay? If not so, I'll be crippled to kind of just remove you. I'll just have to remove you from the class, and then so that maybe you join later and then you do that. Okay, I can't do the teaching and then I have to be muting microphones. Okay, thank you very much. Gosway, please unmute yourself. Okay.
So the first one is going to be 1. That is 25 on 1 on 25 is going to be 1.
It's going to be 1. Okay.
Yes. Then the other one, 35 on 25, is going to be 1.5.
1.5.
Yes. And then 32 on 25 is going to be 1.28.
32 on 25 is going to be 1.28. 1.
Yes.
0.28. Okay.
Please, I'm coming now.
Okay.
Then 22 on 25 is going to be 0.88.
0.88. And what will our total be then?
Eddie.
Yes. If there's a calculation you feel like you have addition, you can just point it out and then we'll just take a look at it again. That's all. So just if you think
for the S squared, it's going to be 100.
100.
That is for the S squared.
Okay.
OF minus EF all squared.
OF minus EF all squared. Wait, Mr. Gosway.
Yes, sir.
I want to understand your thought process. How did you come up by the answers of the 1.5, and just let me know your thought process.
Okay, so the OF and then minus the EF squared is there. You divide it by the EF, which is the expected frequency.
Good.
Yes, so that is why I had
you came about it. Okay. Yes. Good. So let's go. So the total for this one will be what?
The S squared is going to be 100.
So I'm coming. Okay, it's going to be 100. It's going to be 100. Okay. George, did you have something to say? Yeah, I'm coming. Yes, I'm listening to you.
Please, so it was like we are going to divide the OF minus EF square.
Yes.
Over the EF or OF. Because what I'm saying
I'm coming. You're going to take this, right? And you divide it by this. So Mr. Gosway, let's do something. 25 divided by 30. What would the answer be?
Please, I'm coming now.
Okay.
25 divided by 30.
Yeah.
It's going to be 0.8333. So 0.83.
0.83. That's where the earlier
all of this one is wrong.
Please, I'm coming. Cool down. That is how come we basically had a different answer on that. So, are we getting me?
Yes, please.
So the first one is correct, which is 25 divided by 30 is correct. The second
Yes.
one is supposed to be 25 divided by another what? 25 divided by 30 will give us 25 by 30 will give us what? Will give us 25
0.
divided by 30.
0.833.
Give us 0. 0. Will give us what? 0.8333.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I hope, Mr. Gosway, you have the idea, but this is where it got a little bit short. The division is here. This one, you pick this one here and this one.
Yeah.
Please you get
Yes.
me. So this one.
I wasn't using calculator. It's the phone, so it's back and forth. So
Okay,
forgive me for that.
Oh, don't worry. It's okay. We just have to just get it. So now the first one, 25 divided by 30 will give us 0.83 in that order. Then the next one is what? The next one, give us the next one, which is the next one is 25 divided by 27. That one will give us what?
0.92.
0.92. Do you all agree with him?
There is 5
Maybe
over there
it's
if you can approximate.
0.925.
Okay, wait. So 0.925. So what the class is deciding that they want to run it over. So if they are running it over, that means it's going to be 0.93 in that. If they decide to run it over, some of you may not decide to also run it over, but still, it's what it is. So 0.93. So when you add all these together, George, now Mr. Goswey, thank you very much for giving us the values. George, when you add all this together, now what answer are we going to get?
Hello, Eddie.
Yes.
I'm coming.
My next question will come to Rita, and the next one will come to Nanama. So you can also prepare as my next question will come to you guys, Rita, and then Nanama. So George, give us the total for this one. We are waiting for you. Thank you.
Eddie is 3.52.
3.52. Thank you. So that means the S square calculated is what? 3.52. Do you all get it now? Hello?
Yes. Oh, please. Can you come again?
Yes, please.
So what happened over here is that George added all this summation. You see, the formula says the formula for this is what? Sigma OF minus EF squared divided by EF. So what George did was that George added all the values under what this, and then finally 3.52. It means that now we have found the answer. Hello.
May please go back to. Hello, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes. Let me take a screenshot of this, please.
Can I carry on?
Yes, please. You can now proceed.
So that is what George did. That now we have the S square calculated is what? 3.52. So now the S square, what we have calculated is 3.52. If your background is noisy, kindly mute yourself. If it's not noisy, you cannot mute yourself. Okay. If not so, I'll be then forced to kind of remove you. Then you have to join. It's a whole process. So please kindly mute yourself if it's noisy. You know your background. If it's not noisy, I have no problem. You cannot mute yourself. Okay. But just take cognizance of where you find yourself. Okay. Thank you. So up to this point, I hope you all understand, right?
Yes, please.
Now let's move to step number 5.
Please, can we go back again?
Yes. So what? Which one don't you understand? I want you, and then I explain. Please, the one who said we should go back again.
Please, the OF squared or in the brackets EF. No.
You are referring to this column. Is it this column is what you are referring
No,
to?
the last column. The last column.
This one. So what happened was
Yes.
that we had OF. OF was given to us in the question. We listed them here. Then we solved for EF. Up to this point, are you okay? Do you get how you solved for EF, how you got the OF? I hope you understand, right?
Yes.
Good. Do you understand how we got the values for OF minus EF?
Yes.
How we got the values for this one?
Yes.
Good. Do you understand how we got the value for this particular one?
No.
Okay, good. So when we got here, we now got to a portion of the formula which was OF minus EF squared. Right? So it means that what you've gotten here, you are going to square all the values for OF minus EF. If you square this, if you add you square this, that means you now have OF minus EF squared, because you already solved for OF minus EF. And the next thing is saying that we should square the value that we get. Please, do you get me?
Yes.
Then now, since we now have OF minus EF squared, then the last stage of the formula says that OF minus EF squared all over EF. So now we are going to divide this one, the OF minus EF squared we've got in the 25. We want to divide this by EF. That'll give us the answer. Do you get how we got it?
Okay.
And this is stemmed from the formula over here. Let me stop and let me go back to the formula for just a few seconds and then come back and show you something. I'm just going to circle back the formula again. So take notice of what I'm about to do with the formula so that you get how the table came about. Can you see the screen? Diana, can you see the screen?
Yes, please.
So this is the formula that we were given, that we used for the table. So for us to get a table, we asked ourselves that, what are the components of this formula? What are the parts? When you say component, what are the parts of this formula? So when I ask you, what is the part of the human body? Diana has a hands. She has a leg, right? These are part of a human body. You have a face. I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So the part of this formula is that you first have OF. That's how come we had the first column that showed OF. So if you are drawing the table, we had like OF, this one, OF. That's the first thing we draw for our table. Then when we look through our formula again, we have another term, which is what? EF. This is EF. Good. Then we come and write EF. That's the next stage of our formula, EF. Sorry, of the table, EF. Then we come back again and ask ourselves that this table, what again does this formula has? This formula has OF minus EF. Now, can you see that? Then my next thing is OF minus EF. Can you see it?
Yes.
Then I can ask myself another question again. What term or what component again is part of this formula, which is OF minus EF squared? So now I have to create another column, which is OF again minus EF. Then I close the bracket again as it's done, squared. So it means that the value I'll get here, I'm going to square them here. Do you get it now? So if I have 10 here, that means now here will become 10 squared, which is 10 times 10. Do you get me?
Yes.
So that is how I'll end up getting the answer for this particular one. Then I ask myself again, what is the last stage? Now the last stage is that now I have to find OF minus EF. Then I come and add all, because the sign here, the sign you see here, the one I'm underlining here, it is called sigma. Sigma means summation. Let's add all the values. Sigma means summation. Let's add all the values. Do you get me? So my last part will be OF minus EF squared, right? Like this, all over EF. So OF minus EF in brackets, all squared, all over EF. Then what it means is that I am going to take this particular answer. So here, if for example we had 10 squared and 10 times 10 is 20, we had 20. Then are you with me?
Yes.
If I had 20, that means now let's assume that here we had 5 OF, EF we had 5. So it's saying that the answer you've gotten for OF minus EF squared, no, come and divide it by the EF, the value here. So now I come and divide 20 divided by 5. Then I come and write the answer here. 20 divided by 5 will give us what how much, what will the answer be? The answer is going to be what? 4. Then my answer here will become 4. Do you get me? So I'll now come and add. Let's assume that I had also 4 for the next one. Then I come and add. I'll come and the summation sigma. Then I come and add all. So S square would then be equal to what? 8. 4 plus 4. Do you get it now?
Mm-hmm.
Diana, are you okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to our table that we are filling. We'll be done very soon. We've done this already. So now we have S square calculated. We have them over here. We all understand. Then step 5 says that degree of freedom. Degree of freedom means row. What degree of freedom will basically mean that, let me write this down so that you get where it is from. It doesn't become like it's just something that. So let's not forget the steps that we were using. We are using this particular word steps. Let's not forget the steps. So degree of freedom, look at the steps. Now degree of freedom is going to be what? Row df will be equal to row r, which is row minus 1, right? And then times column minus 1. Please, do you get me? Do you get me? Somebody will ask me, where do we get the row and column from? The question, when the question was given to you fresh, without having this column thing here, take this thing out. This thing, we added it. Let's say we've cleared this. We've cleared this. So we were given this. How many rows did we have and how many columns did we have? Hello? How many rows did we have and how many columns did we have? 2. So it means that when the question was given, we had two what columns like this, then we had 2 rows. That's what the question gave us. So since that's what the question gave us, then we are coming back to do what? To fix what the question gave us into it, which is now going to be 2 minus 1 and 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. What is it going to give us? 1. Then 1 times 1 will give us what? 1. Do you see it here? Do you see it here?
Yes.
So the moment you see the answer, then what you do is that you now go back. You now will go back to the table. The table will be given to you in the examination hall. The table will be given to you what? In the what? Examination hall. So this is the table. So if this is the degree of freedom, then this is our table. Then let's come back to our table again and track our table and ask ourselves, Benedetta.
Yes, please.
So on the table, where do we see 1? What is, when you're testing 1 at 5%, where do we see 1? What's the answer to 1? You said the degree of freedom is now 1. So on the table, how do you identify 1?
The answer to 1 is dash.
The answer to 1 is what? Okay, so let me come in and give clarity to this. So if you solve, right, and you get 1, on the table is traced like this. You see degree of freedom. This is where you find the answer, what your answers will fall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you see on the column you have the numbers written here. Benita, can you see?
Yes, please.
So you are going to trace, when you find your answer is 1. Let's assume that my answer is 4. I'm going to trace the 4 to meet where 5% is. Where 5% is, 5% means that 5 divided by 100, which will give us 0.05. So this is where the 0.05 falls, where I have the red line here. So yes, my 4. So I'm going to trace the 4 here to meet where the 5% is, which is what? 9.488. Benita, do you see it?
Yes, please.
So if our answer is 1, then what will be our answer? If the degree of freedom is 1, what will be our answer for the the S squared read from the table? What will our answer be?
3.841.
Brilliant, solid. 3.841. So if answer is 1, then the where the intersection for the 1 and the 0.05 meet is 3.841, as Benedetta has given us. So this is it. Thank you very much. Super. So now,
Okay.
yes.
The 0.5 will always be given to us in the question paper.
The table is always given to you as part of the question paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means the 0.5 will be indicated on the question paper.
It means that the table that will be given 0.5 will be indicated on the question paper. On the question paper, you see 5%, but on the table, 5% will give us 5% is 0.5. 0.05. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you want to, for example, let's say you go and the table says 7%. It means that 7 divided by 100. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So 5% means that 5 divided by 100. That is what you're going to get.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So it means that over here, then the at 3 point. So Benedetta, what answer did you get? You said 3 point what? Benedetta. Benedicta, are you with us? Hello, Benedicta. Okay, so what answer did you get from Benedicta? What answer did you get? 3.841. Good. So this is what we had, 3.841. So that's the answer we've gotten from what the table, what we read from the table. So then I come here. Decision rule. This is going to be our what? Our step 6. Step 6, I'm only going to quote what the decision rule is. So the step 6 is not formula, it's not anything. So look at step 6. Set the decision rule. So the decision rule for step 6 is saying that the decision rule for step 6 is saying that we should accept HO if S square calculated is less than S square read from the, let me put the read from the table. That will make it easy for you to understand. So now let's put over here. The S squared calculated from the table was what? 3 point what? 3 point what?
3.84.
3.84. Let me go ahead. The S square calculated from the table was
3.841.
3.5.
3.52.
3.552. Listen to the language very well. There are two things over here. We have S squared calculated from the S squared calculated. Sorry, I didn't. Also, what your answer was right. S squared calculated is the 3.52, and the S squared read from the table is 3.841. So you're correct. There's nothing wrong with that. So now the S squared read from the table is what?
3.84.
3.841. Then the question I have is, Now the question I have is, which one of these? So he said the decision rule says that accept HO if S square calculated is less than S square read from the table. So is S square calculated? Is S square calculated? When I say S square calculated, the one we did in the table, is S square that we calculated. Is it less than the S square we read from the table?
Yes.
Yes. So if it's so, what are you supposed to do? What does the decision rule has to do?
You have to accept
HO. So in this instance, we are accepting what? HO. In this instance, what? We are accepting what? HO. Because it means that the one that we have on the one that we read from the table is bigger than the one. So that's why you see I've written that 3.52 is less than 3.84. So if it's less than 3.84, that means we are accepting HO. If you are accepting HO, that means we are trying to say that there is no relationship between country and level of foreign investment at 5%. Do you get me? Please, do you get me?
very well.
Thank you very much. Let me do this and expand this so that I write it. Then we are not going to stop. We are not going to solve the step 3, the third question. I'm just going to show you answers and I'm going to rush through. Since you already have the idea, we stopped 2 questions already. I think this is enough. We can move to the next, the crosstab, and then we are done with that. 7. So now we are done with all our 7 steps. Do you see it now? Do you see it now?
Yeah, please, Eddie.
Yes.
So if S calculated greater than the one we read on the table, then it means.
Mr. Zakaria, sorry, come again. I'm not hearing you. Your voice is a little bit faint. So kindly speak up a little bit and then come again.
Okay. So I said if the F calculated is greater than the one we read on the table, then it means we are going to regret the H.
Yes, we are going to reject the HO and accept HA. So we are going to say that there is a relationship between that and that. So you are right.
Oh, okay.
You are very right. Thank you. So I'm happy that now you all have gotten that idea. You've gotten the steps. So question 3 was a similar one where both the party vote, Ashanti and Northern, where the row and column, this time around, the row and then the column, the total were all different, right? I know somebody was asking the question, what are they are all different? They are all different. So that is how it is. So this is how we got it, and then making the chi-square. Then when you do this, the HO, which was the step 1, there is no relationship between region and party vote. And I say it's from the variable. So we have what? Region here. You see the region here. What do you see? You see party vote here also. Party vote here. Good. So you say that there is no relationship between region and party vote. There is a relationship between region and party vote. Then you quote the steps 2, which is the formula. Quote the formula, step 2. Then step 3, as you solve the expected frequency, right, which we've done here. Then step 4, you come and do the table and you solve them with the table. You have the values here. Step 5, you come and do what? You come and find your step 5. You come and do your degree of freedom. Step 6, decision rule. Step 7, you do your conclusion at 5. So you can take this particular question, then at your own time you can solve them very well and then see what it is. Those who want questions to solve, you can try your hands on this particular question. Since I've not done the full solving, I just give you some answers. You can solve. You can try your hands on it, solve them, and then later you can let me know what it was. So you can try your hands on this question number 3. Some common mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1, writing your HO and your HAO without naming the 2 variables. So when you're writing your HO and the HA, please name the variable. For example, country, foreign direct investment, party, maybe region, party, maybe vote, mention the variables. That's what I mean. When I say variables, I'm referring to these are the variables I'm referring to. The ones I've highlighted in red, region, party vote. So there is no relation between region and party vote. There's a relation between region and party vote. The variables are always named in the question. So these are the variables I'm talking about. So please kindly name the variable or kindly mention the variable when you're using. So you come here again. What do you see? Region and party vote. These are what we call the variables. Put this in mind. These are your what? Your variables. Then again, another mistake is that using raw cells value as what? Expected frequency. Don't make the mistake by going to use this the numbers given to you in the cell itself. Like for example, you go and use 20 to solve. You are using 20 as the raw total. Then you come and use maybe 120 or no. It is the total that we are using. It's the total that we are using. Okay. So put that in mind. That's a mistake they are trying to say. Don't commit. Forgetting to calculate your row total and column total and end. Don't forget to do the step 3. Don't forget. Then reading the wrong row or the wrong column for the chi-square table can also kind of what affect you. So when on the table, try and identify and read the correct row. Step 5, accepting HO when S square calculated is greater than what? S square. So the decision rule, take notice of that. The one that Zachariah just mentioned and spoke about. Take notice of that. And then making a conclusion without mention at the 5% level. If you are concluding, make sure you mention at the 5% level. So look at our conclusion. He said what? There is a strong relation between blah blah vote at 5%. So always put in mind, you see here at 5%, I wrote the 5% here. So always write the 5% there. Always write the 5% there. When we go to the question that we did for question 1, we wrote the 5% there. Always make sure that you bring the 5%. The conclusion is very, very important. Please, do you get all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Hey, Eddie.
No problem.
So please, now we can move straight to our crosstab. Since there's no question and you now all get it, and we've done this extensively, then we can now move to our crosstab to go through and see. If your background is noisy, you know. So just mute your microphone. If your background is noisy, you know it is noisy. You just mute your microphone and don't make it challenging for us, having to put you out and all those kind of stuff. So let's move to our crosstab. Give me a few seconds.
To ask a question.
Please ask.
So will we be given the formulas that you use to work the chi-square table?
You will not be given the formula, but you'll be given the table for chi-square. Yeah, the formula is what you see on the screen right now. Just that state HO and HA. That is not a formula. That's easy. You can just, that one there is, you can, step 1 is easy. Step 2, you are mentioning that even though I don't have the formula in front, I can mention x squared is equal to sigma OF minus EF squared all over EF, right? And then prepare the working sheet. Row total minus column total all over N. Am I right? Am I right? So those are the ones that they're going to ask you. So they're not going to give it to you though, but like these are formulas that you're supposed to acquaint yourself with before you go into examination. Okay. And then the degree of freedom to use no formula is row minus 1, column minus 1, and then set a decision rule to you're just stating it, and then you compare and then what you conclude. Okay, at step 7. These are the final stuff you're supposed to do. And this is what we have for chi-square. Thank you very much for staying for the chi-square. I'm about to move to area and crosstab, the writing analysis for a crosstab. Then we look at that. So now I'm taking this off. Sorry if I'm doing a switch of a screen and you have a challenge with that. Can you see my screen for the Crosstab? Hello, can you?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so
Yes,
good.
please.
We are about to look at writing crosstab analysis. Writing a crosstab analysis. How to explain the pattern in a table word clearly. And this is the student guide I did for that particular one, since you are saying that. So I'm assuming that we've solved one where we have our percentages already available. The main goal of what you're supposed to do today is that I want you to learn how to move from percentages to clear written word analysis. That's the main goal. In terms of the solution for the crosstab, there's already a video on the YouTube channel that you can check out for the crosstab and look at how the process and everything that we've done, how to identify dependent variable and independent variable, the examples that we use, and all those videos are already available on the YouTube channel. You can kindly search for Kojifosu Inspire online, YouTube. You can search Kojifosu Inspire, and they're going to get the YouTube video for the crosstab over there on the channel. As we continue, in terms of having to spend, if you want to send anything, don't forget to consider DHL Aoshi station. They can do in anywhere you want to do, from Asia to America to North America to any part of the Africa, and anywhere you want to, they can help you out. And Sarat can also help you in terms of any dresses. You can check a lot of stuff from her social media handle, and she's going to help you out, or make sure you are clothed very nicely and you look pretty for your occasion. Also, when you're thinking of cleaning, you're done with a new house, or you think you have a place that is so a little bit problematic for you, you can reach out to DCK Cleaning Services. They're really going to help you out to make sure that the place looks sparkling and very clean for you. Also, you can also reach out to Alpha Shito when you're looking for Shito. You can make a recommendation, a request if you want it to be very spicy chili or less spicy. All this can be done for you at your own request. And also, Bella Vines can also help you with watches or any accessories you need for the body to look good and nice for that particular occasion you seek to go to. Heels to toes too can get you affordable affordable heels to wear as a lady, and affordable shoes and all this. So just reach out to him. He's going to send you a lot of a sample for you to look at, and then choose what you want. Okay, look nice and look pretty for that occasion, so that at the end of the day you are standing out wherever you find yourself. So what crosstab means, I've already explained that, but because of an analysis sake, I'm just going to go over it. Okay, you have as to show how you can categorize variables and arrange them together. So you may have variables which dependent variable, independent variable, right? We are seeking to establish the dependent variable and the independent variable, where the dependent variable is what we seek to predict. The independent variable is what influences the prediction, right? That's how we're going to do it. But when you're done with your crosstab, you have to do something we call an analysis. So you're basically going to explain the important percentages that are in what you've done, which group is higher or lower. So listen very well. Which group is what is higher or lower? Whether there is a relationship that appears or appears in what you are doing. So in your analysis, you should be able to talk about the important percentages. You should be able to talk about which one is higher, which one is lower. It's very important. You should be able to talk about whether a relationship appears to exist between them. And we're going to have an example of that, and we're going to do an analysis of that. Those ones in the subsequent slides. It's in the slides. Don't worry. Then the final sentence will come. I'm going to have an example of that, the final sentence, so you can write. So what is important about it is that do not just repeat all the numbers. Select the most important difference and explain them. So the most important thing over here is we are not repeating all the numbers, but you are selecting the most important difference and you're going to explain them.
Where?
That's what you are going to do. Please,
You do that, Boyd.
and then you've unmuted yourself
You do
again.
that,
You have the option to remove you from from the page, from this one. So sample meaning, or a simple meaning for this is that a crosstab analysis means that you are comparing the percentage across what groups and writing what the comparison shows. So after you're done with the analysis, you're going to, okay, if I'm looking at this table, what does it mean? What is it showing? What is it telling me? We are going to look at some of these in our subsequent slides as we carry along, and I'm going to give you how some of them come in analysis. So I came up with a 4-sentence you need when you are doing a crosstab analysis. Sentence 1: introduce the table and name the two variables. So if the variable is, let's say, region and party vote, mention them. Introduce the table and name the two variables. In the analysis, state the key percentage for the first group. So if the first group, for example, is the MPP, the first group is the MPP, and the key percentage is PNC, 75%, mention that. So start with what? The key percentage for the first group. So the MPP or the PNC, or when it comes to the northern region, had the key percentage for PNC was what? Was 75. Start with that. Sentence 3: state the key percentage for the second group. And then the sentence 4: make a conclusion about the pattern or region. I'm going to give you an example of how this is going to be done. I'm not just mentioning them, I'm going to give you an example. So this is basically more like a more easier way to write a cross-up analysis without being confused. Sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4. You can take a screenshot of these sentence steps, which can be a guide if you want to use that for your crosstab. When I say introduce the table, this is what I mean by that. A weak one will be like, oh, the table shows some figures. What figures? What table? When you say that it is too general and does not mention the variables, which is it party vote, is it region? No. So the best opening for you will be that the table shows the relationship between region and party vote. That means you have identified the variables. So in your crosstab analysis, make sure in the first sentence you identify the variables if you are repeating in that way. So you can write the table shows the relationship between party vote, or party vote and region. So you mentioned the independent variable and independent variable. So the relationship shows the relationship between what region and party vote. You've written it there. So this can be what your first line for introduction. Sentence 2 and 3. Compare the percentages. So imagine we have this table, right? Over here, let me put this here. Over here, this is our dependent variable, dv, dependent variable. dv, when I mean dv, I mean dependent variable. Then this side is part of our independent variable. Independent variable, Ivan. So I just want to, this is Ivan. Ivan for independent variable for this particular two. So this is the Ivan is what the independent variable, right? So over here, listen to sentence 2. Let's say I'll start with sentence 1. The table shows a relationship between region and party vote, or this analysis is on a 2000 survey done blah 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 blah, where the table shows the relationship between region and party vote. In Ashanti, the majority of voters supported the PNC, which had 75%, whilst 25% supported the MPP. In the northern region, so I mentioned the highest percentage before I come and mention the lowest percentage. That's how I'm comparing it. So I have this. So I've used the percentage, what I've had here, and I've done this analysis. Then my conclusion can be that, oh, the pattern suggests that the region is what? Related to party vote. So I'm saying that it means that if PNC is performing well in the Ashanti region and NPP is performing well in the Northern region, so it shows that, please, I don't want to have to put people in waiting room. So if your background is noisy, just mute yourself, okay? Thank you. So what I'm trying to say over here is that this shows that there is a relation between what? Region and what? And party vote. Instead of you to say that the table is good, the numbers are different. When you say things like that, it is not a conclusion, it's not an analysis. So if you say this pattern suggests that the region is what? Region is related to a party vote, it means that whoever takes analysis and understand that, okay, fine. It means that in the northern region, the NPP is doing well. And then in the Ashanti region, the PNC is doing well. They are getting this one and this one. Whoever picks it, understand it from this particular perspective. So this suggests that, or the pattern shows that the voters in the two regions did not vote in different ways. And that the Ashanti, the NPP did well in the Ashanti, the northern region, while the PNC did well in the northern region. Please, do you get me? Please, do you get me?
Yes, sir.
Come again, that side.
So, with this particular example, opinion on online classes by gender, we're just using that. The opinion here we have here is a dependent variable. This is an independent variable. The male and female is an independent variable, right? And then you don't necessarily have to bring this. Let me just clean that. You don't have to, so that somebody will just go and do the same thing. So we have the total for this, right? Then this is, we saw our crosstab. Our crosstab, this is what we have for the first one. Crosstab is so cross tabulation. What you just need is to write on top here, dependent variable. Dependent variable. Somebody also asked, why didn't we solve a full question? So this is a full question over here that we are just trying to use as a case study. Independent variable. So we have this for dependent variable, independent variable, right? So on top you write cross tabulation, right? Then you write the yes was 4, no 4, and then we add all. We want to add all. Some of you too may want to do it like this. You may want to, let me put it this way, still have this total here. Fine, that's up to you. But let me take the total from there, and then let me just put in the dependent variable and independent variable that we have here. Then this is up. You come and write on top percentage table. Always write this one on top. How do we get a percentage table? You are going to pick, let's say 4 divided by what? 10 times 100 will give us what? 40. That's how we get the percentage. For you to get a percentage, 5 divided by the total. 5 divided by the total on this particular column, which is 10 times 100 will give you 50. Then 1 divided by 10 times 100 will give you 10%. That's how come we got the values in over here in fix them. Total will be 100%. At any point in time, if you add all the values and you don't get 100%, that means something is wrong. You have to check it. How we got the values, how we got the percentage for the female column, using the values that was given us in the question, was that 6 divided by 10 times 100 will give us 60%. 2 divided by 10 times 100 will give us 20%. 2 divided by 10 times 100 will give us 20%. That's how come we go have the 100% here. So now we're about to read the table. So no, among the males, what you see that is that the highest percentage is what? Is no, which is what? 50%. Then among the females, the highest percentage to say yes was 60%. Right? So we can use the same example I've given you here to come and do that. So let's see how we interpret it, or how we are going to write it. So look at this. The table shows the relationship between gender and opinions in online classes. Among male students, the highest proportion said no, which is 50%, whilst 40% said yes, and 10% were not sure. Among female students, the highest proportion said yes, which is 6%, or the highest proportion that said yes was 6%, whilst 20% said no, and 20% were not sure. This suggests that gender may be related to what opinions on online classes, because males and female students show different response patterns. I'm done. So I started with what I started with the topic. Then the second sentence was what the first group, the strong one. Then the second sentence was the second group. Then the fourth one was the conclusion. So this part is step number what? Step number 1. Step number 1 is in red. This part where I'm explaining, I'm starting with the bigger one and the small one, is step number what? 2 and 3 together. So step number 2 and 3 is the one in yellow. Step number 2 and 3 is in yellow. Let me use these colors so that I hope you can see my screen.
Very ready.
Okay. Step number 2 and 3 is what? Is yellow. Then step number 1 is what? Is the red. Then the last one, which is the conclusion, over here, we'll give it color light green. So this one is this. Using the color for you to understand, do you now get how it is? How I've done it? So the red represented what? The somebody said I should use what color? You know, me use color blue for you to me if that helps or makes it so. No, color blue will not make it easy for us to see. So I think I have no option than to go with the green. Okay, color blue becomes too. Okay, I can only use blue when okay, let me see this. Let me be as accommodative as possible. So let me see. So I've used blue here. So you see the colors now. Using the colors to understand this, use just 1 minute to use the colors to see how I've done it. If there's any question, ask me. If you understand, to give me a reaction or tell me, Edmond, I'm okay.
Eddie?
Yes.
This what we just did. Is it a complete question?
That's a complete question.
The first page and this page?
Yes, that's all. You are asked to draw. The question will ask you that show the relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable, right? Or draw a crosstab and percentage table showing the relationship between the dependent and independent variable. So the first thing you do is that you draw a crosstab table. So you write on top crosstab. So you have to write this thing, a crosstab. Then you come and the question will not show, the question will not give the dependent variable, independent variable. So you have to show it. Then you come and draw a table like this. Then if it's yes, yeah, males has 4, female has 6. You come and write it here. No, males has 5, female has 2. This has 1, this one has 2. This has this one has this, and put it there. In that order. Then you come and do the percentage of it right on top percentage table. Then come and do. So when you go to our YouTube video we did for the crosstab, when you go to the channel, check the YouTube video we did for the crosstab. Realize that there's a full question, and you see that the same question will show you how you do it. After you do the crosstab percentage table, then you do the analysis, and that is it. You can decide to solve the percentage table in the sheet or not solve it in the sheet. Anyway, it's okay. But do you now get how we did analysis? George.
Yes,
George.
indeed.
Are you okay
Yes,
with the
indeed.
analysis we did it?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. That's
Nazo, are you okay with the analysis how we did it? Before I go to another question, Nazo, are you okay? Okay. So that is what I've given you, and you've actually had in mind and you've used. And then having to do what? A similar thing for this, you can also go by the same approach, right? This way, where you have this will be the first part, the second part will be this, and the third and second part will be this. So we used, this is red. Red is what we used. This is red. Then we used our yellow for step 2 and step 3. Step 2 and step 3. We use step yellow for step 2 and step 3. Then we use blue as was requested for step number 4. This is how we also broke down this based on this. How we did the analysis. I'm going to share the slides with you so that you can also have that and use the color guide also as one thing. Then question number 2. When you ask, are using the same thing, write the analysis on the forward a larger cross. This is a larger cross tab. It's intentional so that you're able to see how we are going to go about it. So I picked a larger one. So the main pattern is what? Ashanti. The highest is 47. The main pattern is what? Volta, 60, right? And the main is what? The 2 regions. That's the focus. So if you are doing an analysis, this part over here, which is our red, right, is the first one. And this part over here is both our yellow, which is step 2 and step 3. And this is our blue. I hope you're getting me. So this is how you can analyze what this particular one by saying that the table shows the relationship between region and party vote. In Ashanti, the largest proportion of voters supported MPP, 49%, followed by NDC's 29%, whilst PNC and CPP had lowest support. In Volta, the largest proportion of the voters supported NDC, 60%, followed by PNC's 20%, whilst PNC and CPP had lower support. The table therefore suggests that region is related to what? Party vote, because the dominant party would differ across the 2 regions. So you are done. Please, I hope you are getting me.
So please, this is how you write it.
Yeah, that's how you write an analysis and you're done. Nothing plain to giddy. You're done. That's why I've given you the places we should focus on. You're done. So do you get how an analysis is so simple? Hello? Do you get how the analysis is so simple?
Yes, I do.
Hello, Eddie. Yes.
Yeah, so please, you just said that when we are giving many categories, we just have to pick the highest percentage, right? So in a situation whereby you are giving many categories and they all have the same percentage, well, how are you going to do your analysis?
They have the same percentage as in this has the same like 50%, 50%.
Yeah, as in 2020, 2020 for it to be 100%.
No, you can't have 2020, 2020 and have 100%. So it's 50, 50, 50, 50. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you tally and does not correspond to 100%, then check your calculation. Something may be off. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. It's like doing an election results tabulation, and the election results is 1010. Is it? Don't you feel something is wrong?
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Yes. So to make it easy for you guys and to make you even okay for you guys, some of you may even decide to bring the figure, the total figure that you had here, maybe on the Crosstab. Some of you may want to talk about, oh, this figure here is okay, but in the nutshell, the Crosstab, this is what you're supposed to do. So I'll also send you even a screenshot of what the marking scheme or what the solution he gave those who were last year, last 2 years, and last 3 years. So you can have a feel of it. It goes by the same process, the same modus operandi, right? In having to conclude when it comes to having to give a conclusion for percentage table. So those on the platform, you realize that I've sent it on a page. You see how his conclusion was. That's the same thing around the same model of line. So please, this is how you can basically go about doing an analysis. Common mistakes in cross analysis that you have to avoid. Writing only numbers without explaining what they mean. Using raw frequency when the question requires percentage interpretation. And then comparing total instead of comparing percentages within the groups. And then forgetting to mention the 2 variables in the first sentence. Do not forget to mention the 2 variables. Right? And then ending with that a clear conclusion about the pattern. You have to end with a clear conclusion. You can use this particular format here to fill in the template to help yourself to know, okay, a table shows the relationship between blah, blah, blah. Among this, the highest percentage is dash and with dash, blah, blah, blah. So you can just use this template in a way to just help yourself to kind of build some form of capacity, or what do you call it? What will I say? Some form of confidence, so that going forward, if you think using this template and having something like that will help you, this is how you can basically do a crosstab analysis of what you want to do. I think this is blue. Sorry. So that you're able to do that for yourself. So thank you very much. So the practice over here, you can use this, introduce a table, describe Ashanti, describe nothing, and use conclude the pattern. You can use this as as a practical text for yourself. Take a screenshot and then make sure that you basically can go through this. Before this, I want to ask, is there any question? Is there any question?
Please, can you can you please show us the last but one slide?
Is it this?
Yes, please. I want to screenshot.
I'll make the slides also available to on a platform, so you also have access to it.